Welcome to Those Flamingos. My name is Steven, and this is my illegitimate brother.
My name is Edwin.
And we just saw Alien Covenant.
Covenant.
We saw Alien Covenant.
Don't covenant thy neighbor's wife.
And, I'm gonna take that out.
It's a bit preachy, don't you think, Edwin?
So before we get to Covenant, I remember I saw Prometheus at an early screening when it first came out, and I really liked it. And everyone hated it. I was really surprised because it was, I think, just a couple weeks later, everyone just started like shitting on it.
Yeah, I saw it like a year later after it came out on my phone, and I liked it a lot too. It was if you
I liked it.
If you take away it, oh, this is supposed to be an Alien prequel, or to that franchise. If you just take that away, if you take that aspect away from it, it's a science fiction movie about people looking for who made them.
It answers different questions that aren't in the other movies, because every Alien movie has like a basic format. It's there's a crew, they find the alien species, they fight the alien species, and then it gets blown out of an airlock, and it's basically been verbatim those steps.
Prometheus,
That's what was interesting about Prometheus, was that it didn't do anything. You don't get a xenomorph till the very end of the movie.
Last 15 seconds of the movie.
And that was what was weird about Covenant, was that you kind of get the xenomorph from the get-go. But it's not like Alien, where Alien it's really slow and methodical and it takes its time.
Covenant took its time.
What the hell are you talking about?
Covenant took its time. They were establishing characters for a while, but before they even got to that planet.
No. I'm not talking about with the characters. I'm talking about with the xenomorph.
Oh, when they introduced the little spore thing?
Yeah, from the get-go, it kills a woman.
Yeah, if you want to say that, then yeah. But I'm saying I'm talking about like they let before getting to the planet. It's just a crew doing their thing.
Yeah,
before they get there.
But that's with every Alien movie. You establish a crew, and then you get to the alien stuff. The actual alien to this movie, it started like that. It seemed like a generic horror movie.
Yeah, the CGI was noticeable with the little white alien that busted out the dude's back and busted out.
What the fuck was the explanation for that?
I don't know. I wanted to say that it came out of his lung, but it went into his ear.
Yeah, and then the other one.
The other guy was the guy that it went into his nose and it came out of his mouth.
Is this was this just stuff they brought over from when David Lindelof was writing? He had nothing to do with this one, did he? Because
I don't even know who that is.
He wrote Lost.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
And he helped Prometheus. He helped write Prometheus. That's why there's so many unanswered questions.
Oh, I know. Then I do think that he came in.
No, I know. I don't think he had anything to do with Covenant, but
No?
I know he was part of Prometheus, and that's why.
That makes so much sense.
Yes, that makes sense. Ridley Scott was like,
they all felt like,
well, how do we make a cohesive alien movie? Let's not answer questions, Ridley Scott.
You're right.
That makes sense, 80-year-old Ridley Scott.
With his little crutch and shit.
He's got
that makes so much sense.
He's got the Wayland makeup.
For an 80-year-old man, he doesn't look 80. These alien pictures.
He's a good-looking man for 80 years old.
These alien pictures are gonna keep him young. See?
I'm gonna crack 12 more out of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Ridley Scott was in a hump for a while before in movie making from that Robin Hood movie.
Yeah.
The Counselor.
Oh,
and then
for those who haven't seen The Counselor, it's terrible.
I've only seen one.
Terrible.
I've only seen one scene of that movie out of context, and I couldn't understand
the windshield wiper scene.
Yeah.
Cut to the windshield wiper scene.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I couldn't understand what the hell was going on in that movie, and then out of nowhere, like he seemed like a guy that was just like, oh man, I'm just not going to make movies no more.
He's a good director.
Yeah, but he's just leaving like, oh, I'm never going to get a break anymore. And then
why does he sound Australian?
I don't know. I can't make British. But all of a sudden he made The Martian, and then he grew his balls back and said, I'm gonna make an alien movie. Move over, not District 9. And then
was he gonna get
Neil
Neil Blomkamp?
Neil Blomkamp, when Chappie was coming out, was what his next movie lined up, and 20th Century Fox was behind it 100% because they came out and said it. Neil Blomkamp's making an Alien 5 movie. And his Alien 5 movie was going to be technically Alien 3. They were behind him. They were right behind him.
Really?
Chappie bombed. The Martian, for some reason, got critical acclaim.
Well, it's The Martian. It's Ridley Scott. I mean, everyone. It's the best comedy.
But yeah, and then he's like, oh well, they told Neil Blomkamp, okay, well, Ridley is gonna make his movie first, but we'll get to yours. And then
that's not gonna happen.
And then Ridley Scott out of nowhere was just like, I'm making an Alien movie. You know what? I'm gonna make 6 more after this. And he basically just shut down Neil Blomkamp, and now Alien 5 is not happening.
So there's no sequel then to.
Neil Blomkamp even, Ridley Scott even, Ridley Scott even said it only got up to a 10-page treatment, and it was more of a pitch more than anything. But
so they actually had writing down for the.
Yeah, but Sigourney Weaver had read already what Neil Blomkamp had written, said it was great, and said they were going to start shooting soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it never got around to it.
Oh my God, that's got to be well. I hated Chappie, so it's not a letdown for me.
I like Chappie. You know, the decision making in that movie was what the
was
fuck?
Was the new Alien movie? Was it gonna have Nicki Minaj? Because
right.
Neil Blomkamp loves his rappers.
Yeah, he loves putting rappers in
movies.
His rappers. Eminem was supposed to be Matt Damon in Elysium, and
can you imagine District 9 with instead of Sharlto Copley, some what's
Ninja? Can we just say that it was D. Antwoord that destroyed Chappie? Can we just put that out there? That decision destroyed that movie?
That was one of the decisions that made that movie terrible.
Well, no, because the decision... This is going off the rails, but I'm just saying, the decision of that movie made scenes change.
Oh, because of them?
Yeah, because of them. Hugh Jackman wouldn't work with them. He told Neil Blomkamp to rewrite his scenes with Ninja because he could not stand him.
Well, he's a prick.
Do you know who I really feel bad for? That Hispanic guy that had to hang out with him the entire movie.
Oh, for all his scenes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a lot that he was a douchebag on set.
Yeah, trying to send his dick over email to people.
Yeah, isn't he married to
the chick?
Yolani
Fussa.
Yeah. What the fuck, Neil? Like, get your shit straight.
He said in an interview that he was like, I was making District 9 and I was listening to the music and I just thought, what if that band was raising this robot? It's like, fuck you. Just have bad people raise an infant. That's basically.
No, but that was we can talk about Chappie another time.
I know, but I'm just saying that's what that was supposed to be. It was just supposed to be bad people taking care of an infant, and you know, but so. Ridley Scott shut that down. That's not happening anymore. Apparently, we're getting 6 more Alien movies from.
I think he said I was joking. I can't do that.
6?
No, I don't think he's doing 6. I think he's gonna do maybe 1 or 2 more.
Okay, well, I mean, they've already greenlit the next one, and I can see why, because this one leaves off on.
Is the next one a direct sequel to this one?
I don't know. It's called Alien Awakening.
Alien David. Because the original title of this one was Paradise Lost.
Alien Paradise Lost, and then
was it going to be based off Paradise Lost, the book, but with aliens in it?
I don't know what that book is.
I've never read it.
What's it about?
It's a book. I think it deals with religious themes. And in this movie, there's plenty of religious themes. The first opening is David gets his name by a statue of David. With in the same room with Waylon, who is played by
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce. I didn't know he was going to be back in this movie. I thought he was going to be.
For once, he has more screen time than Franco.
I wish he was in more of the movie. My favorite scenes were the ones with David, and I like Guy Pearce.
David and Waylon.
Yeah, I like the.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have made sense because Waylon gets killed.
No, I know that, but like I thought the alien stuff in this movie was really weak compared to like David's story.
I think that all the I wouldn't be surprised if the Alien movies moving forward are gonna start with that Wayland David relationship, where it's sort of like David and Wayland leading up to the Prometheus expedition.
Yeah.
But it's like David's descent into like, what do I need from you?
Well,
you're not necessary to me anymore.
That's what this movie felt like, and that's what it was interesting about, was this android going crazy.
Yeah, this movie should have been called David Covenant, not Alien Covenant.
David Covenant would have been a nice movie, but because the xenomorph stuff in this movie was weak as shit.
Yeah, you thought so?
Well, from the get-go, you get the blatant CGI where it looks like CGI. The xenomorph stuff.
Yeah.
Makes no fucking sense.
The neomorph stuff doesn't make sense. The xenomorph stuff, okay.
We'll get to David and the xenomorph stuff,
Yeah.
but the
the neomorph stuff, okay.
black goo makes no fucking sense. The whatever no face for whatever reason, like none of that makes any sense. The no face xenomorph, he doesn't have any face until he opens his mouth.
The neomorph?
Yeah, the white one.
The white one, the albino xeno.
Yeah, why did the other one have like a long? Because he comes out of the guy's mouth and he has like a long
body.
Yeah.
He came out in like his like.
I went to the bathroom
like
at that scene, so I don't.
It came out like an embryonic sac, and then.
Did they kill it? Because that's the only scene I didn't see. I went to the bathroom.
And then they rip out, and it runs away, and then night falls, and the neomorph comes back and starts attacking them at this crash site of where the ship that they had come onto the planet with, and that's where the second one stalks, and the first one is inside the ship, and it kills Danny McBride's wife, Billy Crudup's wife, and the dude that had it bust out his back. And so that's basically all we saw of the neomorph gets killed inside of David's little hidey ho.
Oh, that's when Billy Crudup killed.
Yeah.
That I thought he was just gonna do that stupid thing heroes always do, like, what is it?
Yeah, no,
he attacks it. No,
he could not give a shit. Just
I was
like
happy.
That thing he saw that it killed one of his crew members. Like, fuck it. And David's just like, no.
Yeah. Did you get a Jesus vibe when David took off his
with his nice
like,
mane
what the fuck
and whatnot?
is this? No beard, but he's got the and there was a lot of religious themes in this movie. Well,
I think yeah. Have you not seen the poster to this movie?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's.
I think I always saw the trailer. I haven't seen a lot of it.
There's a poster for it it's one of the greatest posters I've ever seen, where it reenacts.
Is it the Da Vinci table as a xenomorph in the middle?
No, that'd be great. But no, it's I don't know what painting it is. It's some sort of sculpture where it's basically like men and gods. And it's like a bunch of, it's all like.
It's the one where stacked against on
yeah,
top of each other?
Yeah, except it's with xenomorphs. And
really?
people, yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I want to see that.
And that's where I sort of got, like, you know what, there is going to be a lot of religious undertones.
Is Ridley Scott religious?
Fuck if I know, man. Because
he directed. No, Darren Aronofsky directed Noah. He directed some religious movie.
The whitewashed Exodus Gods
Oh,
and Kings.
he directed the
Exodus.
Moses movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and he made some bad comments of that movie.
Really?
Trying to defend the whitewashing.
Whitewashing? What are you talking about?
The whitewashing in the movie, where it's like they took these like what's supposed to be Middle Eastern characters and put a bunch of like British white people in it instead.
Isn't that Egyptian kid in the movie?
What Egyptian?
From
Rami Malek?
Yeah, isn't he in the movie?
No, I don't think so. He was a night at the museum.
That's what the movie I'm confusing him with.
No, he's in the movie, but like he made there was the controversy of whitewashing with that movie.
Really?
Yeah, and Ridley Scott said you need a name like Christian Bale, so people will say, "Oh, I want to see that movie with Christian Bale, not with Ahmed. What's his name?"
Oh no. Over. He's 8 years old. I mean, what are you gonna?
He wasn't 80 at the time.
You can't be mad at an 80-year-old man saying racial epithets. It's like your grandma's, like those.
Heil Hitler.
Those spics taking the
fucking wops coming into my country.
What's that thing Jack Nicholson calls everybody in
Sugar
the Departed? No, that's Mel Gibson. I'm talking Departed. Jack Nicholson.
Spick?
No, it was like the damn in the beginning of The Departed.
He calls them wops.
No, he doesn't call them wops. He calls them shit. What's the name? It's a common slur.
Common racial slur?
Yes.
Not.
No, it's not. No, it's not that.
To what people? You call everyone a movie.
Fuck, what's the name? It's this is bugging me. It's yeah.
Never guessed that.
Yeah. What it means.
Something racist.
At least Ridley Scott isn't saying I can't make an alien covenant with all these. They get to the planet and it's the blue alien homeworld. It's the what's their
Engineer?
names? The engineering homeworld.
It's the engineer home, but they don't know that.
And they there's these weird spores that are doing the black, which we don't get an answer to that either. What those things are? They're supposed to be a well, they clearly infect everybody, but we don't know what they are. And
well, the movie because fast forward a little bit when the neomorph the second neomorph is attacking them. They meet David.
Mhm.
They eventually meet David. David tells them that he's been there for 10 years. I have a feeling that within those 10 years, spoilers, David's the bad guy of the movie. And he says he's been there for 10 years. He also states at another time, "You're in my fucking shot, Onyx." That's what he states. You're in Edwin's shot. You're gonna sit there. Fucker. Okay. And so he states on one occasion that he's been there for 10 years, and on another occasion he also states that he's been doing experiments.
Well, before we get to that,
No, I know, but I'm not doing any. I have a feeling that is where some of the experiments just sort of ended up.
that he did those experiments.
Yeah, that they just sort of like progressively over 10 years just sort of expanded around that planet.
But what's the experiment? Did he expect someone to eventually land on the planet and step on that?
No, I think it was from like because he states.
Because you mentioned when we were watching it, you said that maybe that was like residue left by the black goo. And I thought that was a good observation. Like maybe that's it, but no, that wasn't it.
No, because it's obviously concentrated on where, spoilers, he committed genocide against the engineers.
Yeah, for no reason.
No.
He just kills them, and they don't look like the buff blue alien. They just look like Turkish people.
And so it was. You can tell it was that attack was concentrated. But he says that he experimented on every animal, every living thing he found. So I'm pretty sure he experimented on animals, let them go. Those animals found their other animals, infected those animals. Everything died off eventually. Yeah. Everything hardened. Whatever is in that goo hardened up. You know how. That's how we end it.
Go on.
You know how when a leaf shrivels up and it becomes old and it just gets hardened, and when you crack it, you can like see dust come off of it. Mm-hmm. I think that's sort of what it is. It's like the black goo hardened. It stayed there for a while. Dude stepped on it. Whatever's in there is obviously biological Ouroboros like from Resident Evil 5.
I got a Resident Evil 5 feeling.
And it spread. The man had an open orifice. And it went in there. Another guy had an open orifice. It went in there. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that's sort of like the progression of the face hugger. Like I have a feeling that the goo is sort of, for lack of a better word, sort of like the sperm. Since like the Alien franchise has been known for its like deep sexual sort of themes. I have a feeling that it's like the black goo is sort of like this sort like the sort of sperm of it all.
I mean, if you want to get metaphorical hipster douchebag, you can say that the black goo represents creativity and David represents man, and then David forms a nothingness into something tangible. But that's fucking stretching it. It didn't mean shit. I mean, it's got its religious themes, but that has nothing to do with those themes. And like the captain's Christianity, that's
some sort of religion.
Yeah, that's brought in, but that's never mentioned. Just like in the first one, who was it with the Shaw had the Christian beliefs, and that didn't go anywhere. But back to the black goo, he's been experimenting with the black goo, and he's been experimenting with. He somehow managed to create.
I think it's
neomorphs?
It's the progression of evolution, is what he.
But how did he?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't explain how he did it. Just know that he was there for a long time and he got to that point. Like, it started off with the black goo. He experimented with the dead bodies, with the animals, with any living thing on that planet. Because he also says that he used living things, and it showed the progression of what will eventually become the xenomorph. Those experiments just on the table, where it's just the fetus one just kind of like, just hanging there and things like that. Fucking Jesus, T.
Oh god, that would have been stretching it if you have a xenomorph. Just like, gee, stop it.
That would have been beating over.
You're not Zack Snyder. Can you imagine though a
xenomorph on a cross? Alien Awakening is
it would just be slot.
Is coming out, the boulder rolls over and it's walking out of the with a halo over its head.
Oh, it's not even subtle anymore.
Yeah, no, and David is over it.
That's the ending, yeah. It's like, that's what Ridley Scott eventually had planned, was engineer Jesus gets killed by all the the Jews. Who killed Jesus?
The Jews, the Romans.
Romans. There we go. Roman Jews. And that was his original. That was his original story. Was a engineer Jesus gets murdered, and that was the story.
Prometheus.
I don't know if it was supposed to be Prometheus. I think it was just supposed to be a movie he had in. But the religious themes in Alien seems kind of out of place, because it's really just the fear of the unknown and not just men's, but like sexual.
I think you hit it on the head. It's the unknown. It's like, not like you said, David took nothing and turned it into something.
Yeah, but
sort of like God in the Bible, just like first there was nothing and then there was something.
Yeah, but if you watch the first one, it's not that complex. It's unknown because
it's a 70s movie.
No, but you gotta understand that audience saw that, and it wasn't at this point where everyone knows what a xenomorph is and everyone knows the biology of a xenomorph. When that scene comes out, we're like, what the fuck's gonna happen next? Then he turns into a black, this big alien
from Harlem.
You just heard y'all niggas want to.
Y'all niggas want to play a little b-ball.
But
dunk on y'all niggas.
but he didn't. That was the scary thing. It was, it comes out and it's this weird, it's this weird sexual thing that comes out of you, and it looks like a vagina, and it's just weird. It's weird and it's creepy and it's unknown, but we now know that. So it's, if you're gonna do something different, do something different. Every Alien movie thus far has just been a director taking the material and spinning it in their own way. Aliens was just literally Alien turned into an action movie. Alien 3, which I actually like, is David Fincher doing an Alien movie his own way, and then Alien 4 was a French filmmaker doing it his own way.
Fucking Luc Besson keeps making the same movie.
Was it Luc Besson? I can't even remember.
I think it's Luc Besson, and it feels just like.
Do you not like Alien 4? I love Alien 4.
Resurrection? With fucking with.
Was that the one with the basketball scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that one. Yeah, you don't like that one?
I don't remember. I remember Winona Ryder opening up her hand and connecting it to the ship and then talking through the thing.
That's the one where she burns through the the failed experiments, the failed clone experiments of her.
Yeah, I maybe all the Alien movies have cool scenes in them, but
Well, they all have.
I guess I'll have to rewatch 3 and 4.
They're good. I like
But I do. The 3 seemed like it was big on religion because it was like it was the prison planet and.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah, and sort of like
they're all like monks and they're all sexually repressed a little bit.
Yeah, and then the woman lands on a planet and she's
They don't really do anything with that. But with this movie, Covenant specifically, and Prometheus, but Prometheus didn't really bring that up. But Covenant had those religious themes and themes as of. I mean, I thought they were gonna mess around with the the theme of higher sexuality because they're literally on this giant ship and they're all going to a planet to reproduce. That's the point.
And it's in the title, Covenant.
Yeah, but
maybe I guess that's why they changed the name. It makes more sense.
Yeah,
Paradise Lost.
But it's not. But all the alien stuff is second to David's story because this is a movie about David.
Well, remember,
and he's
remember Hollywood's all about that name recognition.
Yes, you can't just have a movie called David.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they just call it like Prometheus. Just called Prometheus because. Ridley Scott didn't want anyone to connect it to Alien.
Which is ballsy.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they try to do something
and
different.
Unfortunately, like, people shit on it. I mean, I still think it's a good movie. I think it's a good sci-fi movie, and they do...
Prometheus?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, Prometheus is a good sci-fi movie.
And they do, and it does smart things, because like
they do stupid shit in the movie.
Yeah, they do stupid shit in the movie, but it's like, and what horror movie don't these characters do stupid shit? Like, in Prometheus, there is the stoner character.
Yes, yeah.
In Prometheus, they do the "Hey, little guy, come this way." Ah! They do that in the movie. Yeah. They do stupid shit in the movie. But if you took away that this is supposed to be that Prometheus is supposed to be part of Alien, if you took that away and you just said this is Prometheus, this is an expedition, this is a sci-fi expedition of people looking for their maker, I don't think anyone would bitch and moan about it. Because it's not connected to Alien, but because it is connected to Alien, oh, that's stupid. There's no fucking, there's none of that shit.
Yeah,
so
that was one of the reasons a lot of people didn't like it was because they didn't get any of that.
Yeah, you didn't get
you motherfucker.
You didn't get the 3 staples. You didn't get the face hugger. You didn't get the chest burster, and you didn't get the xenomorph. You got a sort of a face hugger thing. You got something.
The worm thing?
That wormish.
Which was in this movie. There's that scene where the worms are wriggling in the ground.
Yeah.
And because the black goo affects things. It just feels weird that you got to through this convoluted cycle to eventually get to a xenomorph, which is created. So it's clear that David creates a xenomorph. Like, he's the father.
That's why I said that you will never see the Alien movies the same way again, because you would think that it's just these sort of like buggish creatures that they just sort of exist. This is the hazard of this world, is a xenomorph. It's just the hazard. That's just how the universe works. They are a species that evolved on planets, and they're just sort of there.
Well, they didn't evolve. They're clearly made.
No. But you never know that they're made. No one knows that they're made. Like if you never saw Alien Covenant didn't exist. You would just think that the xenomorph,
it doesn't.
I know, but it's just a species of alien that exists. That's all you think about. Now you have to look into the subtext of it, where it's not just a species of alien that exists. This is a engineered, not man-engineered, but an android-engineered species. This is a species that was created by man.
No, it was created by an android.
I know, but
figuratively.
Yeah, figuratively speaking, this is a man. This is a.
But that's not what. But even explaining that doesn't matter, because the whole point of the movie was trying to figure out what the ending of Prometheus, which was we're gonna meet our makers.
And they do that in the movie because there's another.
But it doesn't explain why they wanted to kill humans.
No. It doesn't explain why David killed them.
It doesn't explain that, and it doesn't explain why the engineers wanted to kill the humans.
That's Prometheus' problem. We're not dealing with Prometheus' problem.
But this is a direct sequel to Prometheus.
It's not a direct sequel to Prometheus. It's sort of its own. You can watch this movie without watching Prometheus.
Yeah, you can do that. Well, then you'd be confused by David.
Hold on. But let's go to Prometheus just for a second.
Okay.
So Prometheus ends with David being just ahead, and the last living survivor of the Prometheus ship being Elizabeth Shaw. Elizabeth shows David mercy by
Not
fixing
killing him.
by putting him back together, by putting his head back on his body. And he puts her in cryosleep because they're gonna go meet their makers. So the whole problem that people had, oh, I thought LV 226, right? 246, 226?
226, I think.
LV 24026, whatever. That planet is not the one that was in Prometheus. That was another thing that people had. Is like that the engineer ship landed on LV whatever.
Yeah, that's not.
And it's not, because obviously they flew it away, and David brought them to the engineer planet. Doesn't explain why he killed. And I think it's sort of like the do you know the story of Zeus, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to break it down real quick. Okay, the Titans in Greek mythology are the ones that made the gods.
Titans made the gods, gods made the humans.
Yeah,
and then gods fuck humans.
these two
Zeus fuck humans.
These two entities make the Titans. The Titans make the gods. Gods make man. But the Titans killed the entities that make them. And the Titans make the gods. The gods know. The Titans know that the gods will eventually rise up against the Titans. So that's why Kronos the Titan, doesn't want that. So he starts eating his children so they can never overthrow him.
As you do as a parent.
As you do. You eat your children. But the woman that he goose fucked, as you would say.
What?
This being that was made, this person that was made by the gods, that Kronos makes a god with, which is Zeus. She doesn't want Zeus to die, so she stores Zeus away, and she gives Kronos a rock, and he eats a rock, thinking that it's Zeus that he ate.
What does this have to do with
I'm saying, here, hold on. And so, not knowing that Zeus is still alive, Zeus rises up and ends up enslaving the Titans. So that way, that makes way for the gods to be the ones that rule among men. I think that's sort of what they were going for in this movie, why David kills the engineers, because he's the next step. It's just like engineers made man made android. Android is the perfect man because they don't do the shit that humans do.
Which is mentioned in the movie, yeah.
And so he kills the creators, which are the engineers, because without him, without the engineers, he would not be made. So now the next step is for the androids to make life. So now androids make life. He says that.
Well, that's because David is creating.
Because
he's
David,
the father of. He engineered the xenomorph.
Exactly. So David tells Billy Crudup. I think it was Billy Crudup. He tells him that that man is a dying species. That you're moving around just to reproduce.
No, he told other David.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He told not David. He said.
And everyone giggled.
Yeah, because nothing's harder than Michael Fassbender making out with Michael Fassbender. Poor Michael Fassbender having to be part of Assassin's Creed.
It's a video for another day.
He tells not David tells not David that. Why do you work for? Why do you support? Humans are a piece of shit. They're dying species.
And it sucks.
And now it's time for them to rise.
That was his arc, though. That was David's shtick. Was that we were born to create, and he felt bad. That other David, it's like my brother.
And that's why I didn't. That was a scene that I didn't understand in the movie. Like I was like, why the fuck is this in here? When he was teaching him how to play the flute. Like, what the fuck?
I liked that scene.
I was just like, well,
every scene with David, it was like, yay, and we're back to a character with an arc, and
But I was just thinking like, oh, why is he doing this? And then he's like, you created a tune. I was like, oh, he's teaching him how to create because humans took that away from him because
But he doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah,
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care, but it's just like he taught him that that's the possibility.
I liked all that stuff. I liked all of that. I liked that because you can do a lot with that. And I was telling you when we were talking about the movie that it's like, okay, so David considers himself the superior, I guess, because they have like a Cain and Abel kind of vibe. So he considers himself the higher, the more not more optimal. The what's another word for higher? The
Alpha.
No, it's not alpha. He's just the superior brother, and he feels bad that his brother isn't
lesser.
Yeah, is lesser than him. And the other one, because he doesn't think that, you can make the argument that maybe he's better than David because he doesn't feel that way, and he doesn't see humans as that. He's just like, I'm gonna help him, and he helps Stephen Ridley. He loses his arm for her.
For against the Neomorph.
Yeah.
Neomorph eats his hand.
And I liked all that stuff, and that was the most the stuff that was interesting to me in the movie, and we follow David until the very end.
Until the very end of the movie, but right before we get there, going back to Prometheus. Shaw comes with him to the engineer planet.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention Shaw. Yes.
David says that she died in a crash.
He keeps mentioning
that she died in a crash and that he buried her in the garden because she should be with living things. And we eventually find out that it's like, no, he committed genocide and then he used her as a guinea pig.
Literal genocide.
Yeah, he committed genocide.
In a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and used her as a guinea pig for who knows how long because there is flesh growing out of her.
Yeah.
Where they're
Well, she's a science experiment. She's just spread on a table. I mean, I liked that and I didn't like it because for one, we're supposed to figure out, hey, Shaw and David, they're gonna figure it out. Nope, let's just kill Shaw. And but I like David being an evil asshole. I did like that. I like it. Oh, he's gonna murder them. I wish I knew why he was gonna murder them, but he's gonna murder them. That's pretty interesting.
Well, like I said, it's just the whole thing is just like now it's their time. People die now.
Right, but then make a movie about that.
I'm pretty sure
you could do that with which Ridley Scott is a part of, Cowboy Bebop. no.
You were very confident about that answer.
No, which Ridley Scott is a part of, Blade Runner, which is all about androids. So why didn't
so confident? You were so confident in that.
So why didn't he just take that story of David and is like, you know what, this really feels like this belongs in a Blade Runner in a Blade Runner. I don't know why I'm thinking Cowboy Bebop. And that really felt like it belonged there. And the Xenomorph, it didn't really feel concise. I liked it, but it didn't feel concise. I didn't like the Xenomorph stuff, but everything else felt nice, felt good.
Yeah, and then after finding out what really happened to Shaw, Billy Crudup dethrones John Hurt in being the first guy to be a chest burster host.
Yes, he
technically in the timeline.
He for some reason listens to David. Like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's like, it's harmless. It's an egg. It opened up by itself, but it's harmless.
I know. I just was talking to a man-eating alien earlier and calming it down, but you can trust me. Look, just look at, just look at it. And
yeah, when you think about it, that's all you get. You get two face huggers and two aliens.
Just two.
Fuck this movie. Okay. 1 out of 10.
This movie gets a Z.
Z for Xenomorph, even though it starts with an X.
Yeah. So he listens to what's his name for whatever reason.
Yeah, and he gets chest bursted, and for some reason this Xenomorph is not a worm. This is
the actual Xenomorph.
Yeah, and it starts doing jumping jacks with David for like a second.
Oh, you're talking about the baby?
Yeah, the baby.
Yeah, it came out as like a actual Xenomorph.
Yeah,
it didn't come out like the little worm one,
just like scoot
from the table.
Yeah.
That scene. If you slow down that scene in slow motion, it's just the fucking like a little prop. Just all right, ready?
You know what it reminds me of? You remember that part in the SpongeBob movie where they're riding on David Hasselhoff and it's just David Hasselhoff?
Oh, God!
No, no, don't touch it! Don't touch it!
Once they land on there, and like I had said at the beginning of this review, the Sigourney, that everyone that survives is being put into cryosleep.
Yeah.
Which is only 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people.
Yeah,
out of
it's
the whole
Danny
group.
McBride.
And what the hell are you gonna tell the 20,000 people when they land?
Guys,
our crew died because of a fucking
our crew
alien?
died because our second captain. Long story what happened to our first captain, but our second captain thought it'd be a good idea to come to a planet that wasn't on the schedule. Got us all fucked, and now
Can you imagine that shit would never fly on a cruise ship? Like we're just gonna go instead of the Caribbeans, we're gonna go to this uncharted island.
Right. It's like, well, I know we promised you we were going to the Caribbeans, but we're gonna go to the Bermuda Triangle.